Hi, everybody. Just need to boot him. Now, I need a clicker, guys. Or I can do voice control. So, do I get a clicker or not? Thanks very much. Hi, my name is Martin Wild. I'm the Chief Digital Officer of MediaMarkt-Saturn, and I'm talking today about robots and about how they could change the way how service looks like in a retail store. I want to start with a little background on our company. Most of you probably know one of our brands, MediaMarkt or Saturn. We are over 15 countries all across Europe. We have 1,050 stores, 65,000 employees, and a turnover of around 22 billion euros. Out of that, approximately 11% is generated online. And we have 6 million customer contacts per day. But before we got here, we had once been a very interesting, relevant, disrupting concept that was working really good, and we had two very big USPs, and that was price leadership and assortment leadership. So times were really good, and you can imagine that this was not the best setup for a potential change because everything was perfect, and it happened that our company in 2011 did not have an online shop. So think about that. Selling consumer electronics, no online business in 2011. We started back then, we were once the dinosaur, and what happened? We have a complete new customer before us. He's always connected, all the information with him all the time, and the old USPs apparently are not as relevant anymore. So when we realized that in 2010, what do you think the first reaction was? Well, we thought this will not hurt us. We will not be in any kind related to internet, so we will just do the regular business. So it took us a long time, but then we finally decided to go full speed, and today we have a full-blown multi-channel offer across all channels, all the way from web, mobile, stationary, all the way to service in the consumer home. But I don't want to talk about the past, I want to talk about the future and innovation today. So we are working on transforming the company with every single nut and bolt and really try to build something completely new. And when we talk about transformation, we clustered into three big topics. First, customer experience. How can we build better customer experience across all channels using digital technology? How can we use digital to be more efficient in the business operations? What kind of new business models are out there that help us to grow or could disrupt us in the future? And apparently, how can we transform our people and bring them with us on this digital journey? And a very important role, as you all know, I mean, that's what this conference is about, is innovation. And the big problem is that often internal politics and discussions are a threat to innovation. And therefore, we had a change in mind and are now very, very open to experiment with technology very, very early. We will fail. If we fail fast, we adapt, and the next time we do it better. And I want to give you some examples of the things we have been doing or working on right now. First of all, we need to digitalize the point of sale because this today is still a very offline experience, as you all know. And I believe that in the next 10 years, this will be completely transformed and retail will change more in the next 10 years than it did in the last 100 years. And we need to work on many different areas. So for example, we decided to implement digital shelf labels to all of our stores across the world, and now every article has a digital shelf label. We can just change the price by the push of a button. It saves a lot of time. They have NFC enabled, and the customer can just touch with his mobile device, even an iPhone now, and get information of the product. We do a lot of projects around in-store analytics because we need to know the movements of the consumers in the store to be able to give him really personalized shopping experience and to help us build better stores in the future. A few examples. We have a digital store in Barcelona that opened approximately a year ago. It's in Barcelona on A Diagonal. It's a very cool store with a lot of screens, a lot of people, and only a few products there. In Netherlands, we work on a project for indoor navigation because, as you might know, if you look for a product online, it only takes a few seconds. If you have been searching for a product offline in the last weeks, think about how long it took you. You had to find an employee who was not hiding from you, and then he had to guide you to the product. It took you at least 5 minutes. We need to change that, so we built an app that the consumer is able to look for a product, and then the smartphone is guiding him to the product. And we're using LEDs, the LEDs that are built in the store, and the phone is able to locate itself on a 30-centimeter level. So it's indoor GPS on 30-centimeter level, the best technology that's out there right now, and we pilot that. As you know, we talk about robots today, so we have a few. This is Paul. I could not bring him because he's about this size and he's very heavy, but I have a small video of Paul to show you what he's able to do.
Market innovations.
I need the sound for this video, please.
This is our new member of staff, Paul. The Fraunhofer robot welcomes the customer.
Hello, how are you? What kind of product are you looking for?
Okay, ich suche Kopfhörer.
Okay, let's go. Follow me.
The service robot can guide customers through the store, hold a conversation with Smalltalk, and provide information on new products.
We have arrived. Shall I call an employee?
Ja, gerne.
Would you like to hear some music?
Ja, das wäre schön.
Paul is working together with his human colleagues on continuously improving the experience for the customers.
So Paul is celebrating his first birthday in the next weeks. He's live in Saturn Ingolstadt. He's now live in Zurich in Switzerland and will be live later this year in Berlin and Hamburg. In Ingolstadt, he has traveled more than 500 kilometers in the store and have more than 100,000 customer contacts. 80% of the consumer give us a positive feedback on Paul, and some only come to visit Paul. And that is what he does if there's nobody here, and he likes to have a lot of fun, as you can imagine. But there's more. Last year, in the fourth quarter, we piloted with a company called Starship, which most of you might have seen in the previous year of Websummit. They are building a delivery robot, and it's able to drive autonomously on the last 5 miles or 5 kilometers to the consumer. And he was delivering parcels on the last mile. This helps us to bring down the cost of the last mile to under €1, and is much more convenient, apparently also better for the environment. And we have Tom, and Tom is live here today, and he will present himself. Hi, Tom.
Hello, Martin. Nice to see you again. Hello, everybody. My name is Tom, and I'd like to welcome you to the Web Summit.
Can you hear him? Everybody? Yeah, because I can hear him very good. What are you doing at Saturn?
I am working as a promoter in several Saturn stores. There I inform customers about drones or play Guess My Age with them, and I'm a great dance and entertainer.
Do you have any other robot colleagues?
Yes. For example, there is Robbie. Robbie delivered packages in Dusseldorf. And there is Paul, my buddy from Ingolstadt. He navigates customers to the products or even to me.
Now, before I go on, when we started the whole robot project, I told my team, listen guys, we need a robot that needs to do everything, but he doesn't need to dance. Tell you what, he also can dance, and that's what the people like the most. Cool, can you dance for me? Cool, can you dance for me?
Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Op, 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 op. Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Op, 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 op. Oppan Gangnam Style.
A little applause for Tom, please.
Now I have to go. Goodbye. Maybe we will see us soon at Saturn in Germany.
So this was a live demo and it worked. So I'm really happy that Tom worked. One more update. So Tom is promoting goods in our store, and what we found out in our early pilot, if we have him dance all day, he's gone. After like 14 days, he needs to go to repair. So that's also something we learned, and we need to find hardware that is able to really dance all the time, because that's what the people like, and they like to do selfies and videos like you are doing now. So next to Tom, And Paul, we also have Pepper, which most of you probably know, but he cannot roam around as good, and we are looking at some more robots, so there will be more robots to come. We are really embracing the new technology and try to find the best setup using in a customer contact, but also in the back-end processes. But there's one more thing. We built a virtual robot because we said, well, it's really cool, but what happens if Tom or Paul are busy, right? So we said, let's take a peek into the future and build a virtual avatar. So we built a project based on Microsoft HoloLens, which, if you don't know, is not an VR, it's an AR device. So it's enabling the actual world with an augmented world. And we built a glimpse of the future, how the future of shopping could maybe look like. Here's a little video on that. So what we built, the consumer comes to our stores, he puts up an HoloLens, he gets a little explanation, and then as soon as he starts to walk, Paula, the sister of Paul apparently, welcomes him. This is Paula. She talks to the consumer. She explains him how to interact with her. It's only voice, apparently. And Paula is then guiding the consumer to the products we defined. As you can see, she's flying. If you stay, she stands, she waits for you, and then she explains the product. So I think this could be a very, very cool future because you can actually touch and feel the product and you get all the information you are used from doing online business, online shopping. And that's why we said, let's do this now and show it to our consumers. We showed it to a few thousand consumers, and over 70% of our customers said, we want to have a virtual shopping assistant in the future. Think about that. I'm really looking forward for new devices in this area to build something really great. Next to AR, apparently we also work on VR. So we are just launching in the next weeks the first VR shopping experience, which will not just be a copy of an existing store, which I believe is total bullshit for virtual reality shopping. It will be a complete new environment, and we want to try out how the future of VR shopping could look like. For me, this is like opening an online shop in 1995. Some of you might remember how it looked back then, and we are early, but we want to be early this time and see how the future changes. And the most things we do, they all happen through startups. And that's the reason why we started a new initiative, because we want to form the future of retail actively with you as startups together. I'm an entrepreneur myself, and with other retailers. So we just founded in the summer Retail Tech Hub with a full focus on bringing the future of retail to all of us. We want to be the innovation platform redefining the European retail landscape. And we partnered with Plug and Play from Silicon Valley that allows us to give full access to startups if they need to the Silicon Valley. And we will announce first retail partners. And we want to have the top retailers of Europe on board to have one platform where everybody knows this is the place to go if you have something cool for retail, and the retailers know this is the place for startups. Those are our first 10 startups that just moved in a few weeks ago. Maybe you recognize some of them, but more to come. So this is my last slide. I hope I could give you a little insight of how the future of shopping could look like. Apparently, we don't know. I think it will be much more personalized, hyper-personalized, using digital technology. And we are pioneering that area and want to be the ones that are actively developing the future. I wish you a beautiful remaining day here in Lisboa. Thanks very much.